If you can't decide between steamed dumplings or fried dumplings, then fear not. Make sure you have some pot stickers. Pot stickers are fantastic because you get the best of both worlds. You get the steamed dumpling on top and then a really delicious crispy bottom. They're super simple to make, and usually you do them with prawn and pork, but I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be serving it with a duck filling. Really, really delicious. I've got 2 Peking duck legs here, and I'm just going to remove the meat off the bone here. By all means, you could use some duck breast here or some leftover roast duck from the night before. So shredding that off, making sure we get as much of that meat off the bone as possible. Again, just cutting the L shape to take off most of the meat on the thigh section, and then we'll turn around and go down the other side of the leg. You could do this all with a knife or just give it a rough chop to start with, and then I'm going to place it in a mini food processor just to blitz it up with some other flavours. You need to add a little bit of garlic, so I'm just going to cut 1 clove of garlic in half, a little bit of spring onion here, so about half a bunch. I just want the white part and the lighter green section. I've got some beautiful Australian ginger here, and I'm just going to mince it just to make it a little bit simpler. So that's about a knob there, about a pinch of Chinese 5-spice. I need some soy sauce now, just for some saltiness, and some sesame oil, crucial, about half a teaspoon. And that's it for our filling. Now, lid goes on, and I'm going to blitz this to shred our duck. I don't want it to be really mincy. We still want a little bit of texture into it, so just pulse it is the safest bet. All right, let's have a look at this, and we'll have a taste. Let's see how the seasoning is. Yum. So good. That is really, really delicious. It's going to make really nice dumplings. And speaking of dumplings, let's have a look at these wrappers. These are Gao wrappers, and I've just put a little wet cloth on it so they don't dry out. These are a little bit thicker, and you want them to be a little bit thicker because they're going to be cooking twice. They're not only going to be fried, but they're also going to be steamed, so we don't want them to split. Just place in the centre of your palm. Don't overfill them either. I know it gets very exciting, especially when you've got a really delicious filling like this, but if you do overfill it, it's going to be really hard to fold over, and also they will split. So just with a little bit of water, just around the edges here, we'll fold it over, and you can crimp it or just do the easy way, which is what I'm going to be doing, is just pressing down the edges to glue it together, and that's our first little pot sticker. They look great. So easy to make at home. Instead of buying them pre-made, make your own filling. It tastes so good. So I'm going to make a few more of these, and then we can start frying them up. Don't they look fantastic? They're ready to go. Also, you can actually make these ahead of time. Just put some cling film over them and leave them in the fridge until you're ready to cook them. So I've got a pan on here that has a lid, okay, because we need that for steaming later on. A little bit of vegetable oil. Now, as soon as that oil is hot enough, and you can hear a sizzle, that's ready to go. So just around the side of the pan, we're going to add our little dumplings here. Don't overcrowd it. So if you have to, do it in 2 batches or get a bigger pan, or put 2 pans on at once. And now we leave them. So we want to leave them for about 2 minutes. Our aim is to get that really golden bottom before we add the water. Now, while they're cooking, what's a dumpling without a dipping sauce? So a really unusual style dipping sauce here. I'm sort of crossing cultures, but it tastes really good. So a touch of mirin, plum sauce for some sweetness. We want about 4 tablespoons of plum sauce, and we need some heat. So I've got some hot chili sauce. We want about a tablespoon, or depending on your taste, you could have a little bit more. And we need some soya sauce, and I like a touch of sesame oil in this too. And again, another pinch of sugar here for some more sweetness. Let's give that a quick stir and we'll have a taste. And I'm just going to water that down just a little bit because it's a bit thick. Just a touch of water there. And have a taste. Yum. That's the best dipping sauce. So different, but it's got a real kick to it from that chili, but that plum sauce really mellows it all down. Put that to the side. Now let's get back to these little dumplings. Let's have a look how the bottoms are looking. It's blistered, it's crunchy, wonderful. Now I'm going to turn the heat up a bit more now, and we'll add our water. So you want around 200 to 300 millilitres. I'm just going to place it around the dumplings. Now this is going to take around 6 to 8 minutes, or until all of that water, or most of it, has evaporated. The filling's already cooked, so it's just about cooking or steaming the top of those dumplings now. These are cooked. Have a look. See, all of that water has evaporated, so we'll know that those bottoms are still really crispy. Now, I said a dipping sauce, but I've got a pool of sauce here. I like to drench my dumplings in sauce. And then let's have a look. Still crunchy, soft and steamed on the top. These are fantastic. You can serve them the way you like, whatever side you like, but I like to sort of mix it up and do one for one. So we'll just turn a few over on the steamed side and a few on the crunchy side. I might as well put the last one on there. And then just with a little bit of fresh coriander, just for a garnish. It also tastes fantastic. A few sprigs around. That is seriously the best of both worlds. Crunchy bottoms, steamed top, and that filling, the duck filling, is so delicious. Try duck pot stickers. They are delicious.